Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles with Buy, Sell, Fix, Flip, and this is daily deal number 4. I wanted to bring this deal to you because it's kind of unusual. And again, this deal was done, a seller called in, Alex, one of my Alexes spoke with him, one of my Ryans spoke with him, Ryan took it to the board. The board came back and said, this is what we can do. Ryan called him back and did a deal. Now, folks, I want the important part about this whole phone call is these Alexes and these Ryans are not real estate investors. They're exceptional employees following exceptional systems and scripts, but they don't know anything about buying and selling houses. All they're doing is going off the scripts. That means you, too, can be highly successful if you just follow our program, follow our scripts, say what we need to say, do what we need to do, and get sellers to say yes. This is fantastic. So here we go. Hope you guys enjoy the 3 calls that we've tied together.
Hello, thank you for calling. My name is Alex. How may I help you?
Hello. I received a flyer in the mail regarding my property that I have in Wasco.
Okay, perfect. You received our postcard in the mail. I'd be happy to help you with that today. May I please have your first and last name?
Christina.
Okay, that's Christina with the CH?
CR.
CR.
ISTINA.
Perfect, thank you. And then can you spell your last name for me, please?
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you for helping me with that, Christina. In case we get disconnected, what is a good number to call you back on?
Yes.
Okay, and is that a mobile device or a landline?
It's a cell phone.
Cell phone, perfect. Do you happen to have another number where we may reach you at?
That is the only one.
Okay, perfect. And what is your primary email address where our purchase manager can email you an offer to purchase your house?
Yes.
Thank you for that, Christina. Well, Christina, thank you for calling us to buy your house. Before we can determine how much we can buy your house for, there are just a few more questions that I need to ask about your specific plans to sell it. Is that okay?
Yes.
Great. Again, my name is Alex, and my job is to collect all of the information needed so that my purchase manager can construct the very best offer for you if your house qualifies. As we go through the process, you'll notice that I will be writing down the information that we need to have in order to present you with an offer as quickly as possible, usually within the next 24 to 48 hours. Let's get started, yes?
Okay.
Okay, and you said you got our postcard in the mail, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. And are you calling because you have a house that you were hoping to sell?
Well, it's something I'm looking at, yeah.
Okay. So we buy houses, and we are currently looking to buy 5 to 10 more in the next 30 to 60 days. If you've been remotely considering the idea of selling, we would like to have the opportunity to present you with the free, no risk or obligation offer. So,
okay.
Did you have an interest in selling your house?
I would like to, yes.
Yes, perfect. We're definitely looking for another house to buy right now. Is the property currently listed with the real estate broker?
No.
No, it's not listed. That's great. And what is the address of the house that you were hoping to sell? Thank you for helping me with the spelling. You know, Christina, no one knows more about your house than you do. We buy houses all over the country. So we're actually going to buy your house without ever going out to physically see the house. Once we agree to buy the house and you agree to sell us the house, we will send our local professionals out to determine the exact condition and repair costs the house may need. In the meantime, we would hope that you would be fair and honest regarding the condition of the house so that we don't move forward with an agreement to purchase your house that we'll later have to change or cancel because of missing information. Does that make sense, yes?
Yes.
That's great. So let me ask you, what amount should we assume we will have to pay in total repair costs and work or upgrades that a lender may require or that a future buyer will ask to be fixed?
You know, I'm not living in the house, like, I haven't been in the house for a while, so I would actually have to go and look at the home to tell you.
Okay, that's okay.
So I'm not 100% sure what it looks like. I moved out back, it's been over a year and a few months when I moved out. Okay. So I really haven't been in the home. So I would have to call you back and be able to give you any details.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go through this, and then when Ryan calls you back, if that's enough time, she'll get that information from you, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So what do you think the house is worth? Or in other words, if we sent out a real estate appraiser over tomorrow and had the property appraised, what do you think the house would be worth in today's market?
You know, I'm not sure, but I did I looked on the website. Is it the Zillow or something like that? I believe it's called.
Okay.
And it's showing it at $125,000.
You would say about $125,000?
Yeah.
Is there a mortgage on the house that we will need to pay off?
Yes.
Yes. And what is the loan balance?
$69,000, I believe.
$69,000?
Yes.
Okay. And what are the monthly payments?
It's $558, I believe.
$558. Okay. And are the payments current on the loan?
Right now, it's currently past due, I believe, by 2 months.
Okay. And have you received a notice of default or a notice of trustee sale?
No.
No. Okay. All right. What were you hoping to sell your house for? The net amount that you would receive to put in your pocket. After all of the repair and update costs have been considered, after all of your seller's closing costs have been subtracted, and after we pay the loans off. What we call the walk-away money. Go ahead and share with me, what amount of money were you hoping to walk away with?
I would say between $5,000 to $10,000.
$5,000 to $10,000? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how did you come up with that amount as your walkaway money?
I'm sorry?
How did you come up with that amount as your walkaway money?
That's just kind of where I'm at as far as debt that I would like to pay off.
All right. And is $5,000 the least that you will take?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, I do have all of the information that we need for now. At this time, we need to look over the information you gave me, do some research on the property, and if we have any more questions, we'll call you back. Also, I would like to set up an appointment to have my purchase manager contact you back and make you an offer to buy your house. Which time and day would be better for my purchase manager to contact you? We do have time available today around 2:30.
I actually will be working between anything after 5:30.
Okay, what about tomorrow morning, like around 9:30 or 11?
Tomorrow, 11 would be fine.
Okay. Would you like 9:30 or 11?
11.
11? All right. So I'll set you up for tomorrow at 11. And one more thing. When our purchase manager calls you, if you can agree on the terms and you can agree on the price that works for both of you, are you ready to get the paperwork done and sell your house?
Yes.
Yes. Perfect.
Yes.
And one last question. When our purchase manager calls you, it is important that all of the decision makers be there so that we can come to an agreement to buy your house. Will all of the decision makers be there for the appointment?
Yes.
Yes. And is there anything you need from our purchase manager besides a checkbook when they contact you to buy the house?
Well, I just would, let me think. This is new to me, so I'm just like, I don't know what to expect or what the procedure is. As far as paperwork and stuff, could you give me more details?
That would actually be my purchase manager, Ryan. When she calls you, she'll explain all of that because I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll go over all of that with you tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Well, Christina, if you could do me a favor and locate the latest mortgage statement so that you and our purchase manager can make a reference to it.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you for doing that for me. Well, Christina, we look forward to buying your house. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello. Thank you for calling. This is Ryan. How can I help you?
Yes, good morning, Ryan. This is Christina. I spoke to Alex yesterday about my property and
That's right, Christina. I was trying to give you a call back yesterday afternoon. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. And Christina, I did call because, yes, you had spoke with Alex about your interest in selling your house. And I wanted to verify that all the information we had was correct so that we could come to an agreement to purchase your property. Okay?
Okay.
And is this the best number to contact you on in case we get disconnected?
The cell phone is
Great. And you said that was a cell phone. Do you happen to have an alternative number where we can reach you at?
no, that is the only phone number I have.
That's the only one, no problem. And it does look like I have your email address, which is great. And Christina, you did give us a call because you have a house you're hoping to sell, yes?
Yes.
Fantastic. We are definitely looking for another house to buy right now. And your house sounds like the kind we're looking for, too. And this property is not currently listed with a real estate broker, correct?
No.
It's not listed. That's great. We are speaking about
That is correct.
great. And Christina, I'm sure Alex went over it with you, but I do want to, make sure that we are on the same page and that nobody knows more about your house than you do. We buy houses all over the country, so we're actually going to buy your house without ever going out to physically see the house. It's very important that you understand once we agree to buy the house and you agree to sell us the house, we will send our local professionals out at that time to determine the exact condition and repair costs the house may need. So in the meantime, we need you to be fair and honest regarding the condition of the house so that we don't move forward with an agreement to purchase your house that will later have to change or cancel because of missing information. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. Christina, I also wanted to ask you about the condition of the property. What amount should we assume we will have to pay in total repair costs?
I'm not sure because I don't know how much it costs for repairs. So I wouldn't know what to tell you. I guess I would have to have somebody go look at it that could give me, the amount. Because the things that I know from when I was there, I would say it would need, carpet, interior painting, a furnace, and the backyard fence fixed. Those are things I do know of, but I don't know how much that would cost.
Okay. Do you think you could give me your best guess?
Maybe maybe 5,000 to 10,000. I'm not sure.
5,000 to 10,000, you said?
Yeah.
So would it be no more than 10,000 or?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's no problem. We do buy houses in any condition, from the ugliest to the most beautiful house on the block. We don't ask our sellers to do any work or repairs at all. After we buy the house, we'll be the ones that will have to pay for all repairs or updates, okay?
Okay.
And Christina, I also wanted to ask you, there are a lot of reasons and factors which make a difference on how much time we have and how much money we will need when we buy the house. For example, if there are any serious damages, if there's something wrong with the house, possibly if there are any court orders or deadlines we'll need to meet, if the house is too small or if there are any neighborhood problems, and many others. And I'm sure you can understand how important it is for us to know your reason for selling, and as a home buyer, you'd want to know too, right?
Yes.
So, Christina, what's causing you to want to sell this property?
I don't want to live in Wasco. My family's in Shafter. Originally, when I purchased the home, I was with my boyfriend, and we lived in Wasco because he has family in Wasco, but we have split since then, and I just want to reside in Shafter. It's just easier for me. My kids go to school in Shafter. They don't want to transfer to Wasco.
Okay. So families over there, kids' schools are over there. There's pretty much no reason for you to be in Wasco anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Christina, we can certainly help you with that. Do you have to sell this house in order to buy the next one?
I'm sorry?
Do you have to sell this house in order to buy the next one?
No, I'm not looking into buying a house at this time, but hopefully in the future.
Okay, and that just makes us the perfect buyer for you. Because we're not looking for a house to live in, we can buy your house and close on the date of your choice. And with that being said, when would you say is the soonest you would be able to sell your house and close escrow by?
I don't know. I don't know how long that process takes. I know when I was purchasing the home, it took about a month or so, or a couple of weeks.
Okay, well, let me ask you, when would you like to?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible. Okay, no problem. So in the next 20 to 30 days, if we needed you to close, that'd be okay for you?
Yes.
Yes, great. And what's going to happen if this property doesn't sell? Meaning, what are you going to do with the house, and how is that going to affect your plans to sell it?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. So you would have to stay there and continue to fix up the house until you could put it on the market, or?
Maybe. Right now there's my brother-in-law was staying there. So I would probably continue to have him stay there. Well, my ex-brother-in-law.
Ex-brother-in-law. Okay, I understand. And have you considered simply renting or leasing the property?
I would prefer not to. I don't want to deal with the hassle of it.
Yeah, I definitely understand that, especially when it's difficult getting in the right kind of tenants because you don't want them to destroy the house.
Yeah.
Prefer not to. Okay. And it looks like when you were speaking with Alex, you said that you believe the house to be worth about $125 in today's market. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that an as-is price or putting it in perfect condition?
I'm sorry?
Is that as-is or in perfect condition?
I think that would be in perfect condition, I'm assuming.
In perfect condition, okay. And are you aware of what the houses that are similar to yours in the same area are selling for in today's market?
No, I don't.
No problem at all. And are you aware of how expensive it is and all the costs involved with selling a house like yours to a traditional buyer?
No.
No, that's no problem. All those costs usually include the real estate broker commission, the monthly mortgage payments while the property sells, several months of holding costs, and that's not even including all the buyer's lender requirements like repair costs and pest inspections and roof certification. And in order for you to sell your house, it could cost you, the seller, 10 to 20% of the sales price to sell with a traditional buyer, which would be a real estate agent. So pretty much what I'm asking is what amount do you think you would have to pay them just to sell your house?
I don't know. Sorry.
No, that's
I haven't looked into any of this.
No, it's all right, Christina. Most home sellers don't discover how much it really costs to sell their house. Not until they're finally presented with the seller's closing costs, sometimes months after they've been trying to sell, do they discover that it could cost that 10 to 20% of the sales price just to sell the house. So if you were looking at 10 to 20% to sell the property to a real estate agent, you'd probably be looking anywhere from $12,000 to $24,000. And pretty much what I'm asking is if you would agree that it would be closer to the 20% or the 10%.
10%.
The 10%, so closer to 12,000.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And like I said, to be honest with you, most home sellers are not aware, so that's no problem at all. And there is still a mortgage on the property, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And it looks like it's about $69,000 is the balance?
Yeah.
Okay. And are those payments current right now?
I believe it's 2 months behind.
2 months behind. Okay. And the monthly payments are $558?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you received a notice of default or notice of trustee sale?
No.
No. Okay, no problem. So the amount of arrearage is somewhere around $1,100?
Yes.
Okay. And that is no problem. Let's see here. Christina, let me tell you a little bit about what we do and what we can do for you. We buy houses like yours all the time. We pay all the costs. So the things that you would be paying going through a traditional buyer, we actually pay for all of those, for the real estate commission and the title insurance, as well as the escrow fees and transfer tax. And we're also going to be paying for the termite clearance and roof certification. And that list goes on and on. We do buy the properties in an as-is condition, and we're going to assume the responsibility for all of the needed repairs, whether we have seen them already or not. And one of the positive factors about selling us your house, I know you said your ex-brother-in-law is still in the property. You or whoever else is living in the house can stay there for as long as you need them to, and we can still get you the money on the date of your choice. We will pay cash when we buy your house, so you can have the peace of mind knowing that it's sold. Not only sold, but sold to someone who can afford to buy it, because we don't have to rely on the bank to qualify your house, nor do we need to beg them for a loan and risk them changing their minds at the last minute. And believe me, there is nothing more frustrating than seeing a deal break down in escrow, and this is not going to happen to you. Isn't that really what you want?
Yeah.
Perfect. And it looks like you had also mentioned to Alex you were looking to walk away with no less than $5,000.
Yes.
Is that the least that you will take?
Yes.
Least that you will take, okay. You can't see yourself doing any better than $5,000?
Well, I mean, that's just where I told her between 5 and 10, but that's just all.
Okay,
I was
all
looking for.
So between 5 and 10. And is 5,000 the lowest that you will go?
Yes.
Okay. Well, since we're going to be paying all your closing costs to sell, and we're also going to buy your house as is, we're going to pay for all the necessary repairs or updates the house may need. We are going to work with you and close on the date of your choice to eliminate your holding costs. And then we'll have to turn around and sell it again to a whole new family and end up with a whole new set of closing costs again. Typically, all those expenses cost us 20 to 25% of the sales price. Mm-hmm. So if we wrote up a contract for you for $5,000, I don't know if I could, but if we could, and I took it to the board and they approved it, if we wrote up the contract, would you be willing to sell your house?
For how much? I'm sorry.
For the $5,000.
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay. And I do have your email address. Let me just verify that with you. It's
yes.
Okay, Christina. Let me go ahead and take this to the board. Are you going to be available at this phone number all day?
Yes.
Okay, you should be hearing from me shortly. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and I'll call you back in a bit, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello?
Hi, Christina?
Yes.
It's Ryan again. Okay, so I took it to the board, and it looks like we're going to have to take into account, all the numbers that we did discuss. We're going to pay for the mortgage. We're going to pay for the repairs, the closing costs, we're also going to pay for those months that you're going to be behind. By this time, everything is closed out and all finished. It'll probably be another month, so it'll add up to a total of 3 months behind in the mortgage. But we are still willing to pay for that third month. We're just going to add it on. And we would like to purchase the house at $5,000.
At $5,000.
At $5,000.
Okay, so how does this work? I mean, so you're paying for the mortgage, you're paying for all that.
Yeah.
And then
So pretty much how it goes is we write up a purchase agreement for you. I'll send it over to you via email. If you could, print it out and send it back over or fax it back over, whichever is more preferable for you. Do you have access to a printer or to a computer?
Yes.
Yes, you do. Okay, great. So that's pretty much how it goes. In this purchase agreement, it's about a 9-page purchase agreement where we need a couple signatures and initials. It's going to go over all the details about your specific plans to sell it and how we'll go through the process. So, and if there is any questions while reading it, most definitely you can ask us.
Okay.
Okay. Christina, hold 1 second for me. Let me ask somebody something real quick, okay?
Okay.
Christina, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Like I was saying, with the purchase agreement, it'll have all of that information in there about how we will be purchasing the property and what we'll be paying you and what we'll be paying for.
Okay.
And you're not still living in the property, correct?
No.
No, but your brother-in-law is?
Well, yes.
Yeah. Does he know you're selling the property?
We had spoken about it, but I wasn't sure on that yet. So he does know that it's something that that I was thinking about.
That you were thinking about, okay.
Yeah.
What is there going to be a process that needs to be done with him vacating the property?
Yes. I don't think it'll be a problem.
It won't be a problem. Okay.
No.
All right, that's no problem. Christina, I'm going to go ahead and send this over to your email address. When do you think I can expect it back by?
This afternoon.
This afternoon, okay. And like I said, no problem at all. Give us a call if you have any questions on it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Congratulations.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hi, Christina.
Hi.
Hi, it's Ryan. I just wanted to make sure that you had received the purchase agreement.
Yes, I did.
Perfect. And just on there that it does state we will be purchasing the house at $76,000, approximately around there, and that's for the $69,000 on the mortgage, and then also the arrearage. By the time it's all done, it'll probably be a couple thousand, and then it's also going to be $5,000 net to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, what is this deposit for $100? If it says for the escrow.
Deposit for $100?
Yeah.
It's just going to go to the title company.
Oh, okay. And
yeah.
then I did. So I haven't read through it completely. I did kind of glance at it, but let me see here. So how does this work? So if I sign this and fax it over to you guys, what's the next step?
After you sign it and fax it over to us, the next step is we're going to be opening up escrow. And are you familiar with First American Title?
I believe so.
In Bakersfield, it's located off of Stockdale?
Yes, I think so, yes.
Okay. Well, it's a title company. And then after that, we'll just be doing a little bit further research and making sure everything is okay. And pretty much, I had another question for you, Christina. How are we going to get your brother-in-law out of the property?
Well, I'll have to just speak to him. I can go and speak to him and
Just
ask him. When would he? I know it says here. That's another thing. It said that it should be vacant 5 days prior to close.
right.
And so closing would be 30 days.
In 30 days. That's right.
Okay. Okay. So I can speak to him this evening.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Do you have any other questions that you might have for my other purchase manager, Gabriel?
Okay, let me see what else. So, so then once so then after the 30 days, once the escrow closes, what happens then?
Okay, let me go ahead and introduce you to him real quick, because I don't want to mislead you in any information. He's going to be the best one to give you that information about escrow, okay?
Okay.
Hello, this is Gabriel.
Hello, this is Christina.
Hi, Christina. How are you? I saw your property come by this morning. Congratulations on the sale.
Thank you. So my question is, after escrow closes, what's the next step?
You'll be done. When escrow closes, you'll be done. That means we will have finished purchasing your property. Now, were you involved in the purchase on this one? It's in your name, so I'm assuming so.
Yes, I was.
Okay. It's a standard purchase and sale. Which title company did you use when you bought it? Do you recall?
Oh, I'm trying to think here.
Chicago, Stewart, First American.
No, I think it was Stewart.
Stewart, okay. Yeah, we've used all of them. Right now we're using First American. They've been very helpful to us, and it's this very same process as it was when you bought it. You presented your offer to your seller, and the seller accepted it and signed the purchase agreement. And then from there, that purchase agreement gets handed over to the title and escrow company, and they do their work, which is to research the title, making sure everything is in order. And then they sell us an insurance, a title insurance. Then they give us time to do what you did when you bought your house. When you bought your house, you sent out an appraiser and inspectors, and then if there's that way you knew if there was anything wrong with the property. And then at the time that you agreed, well, in your case, you went to your lender and asked him to lend you money to buy it. Yeah. And then the lender sent in the money to the title company. In our case, we just basically send them a check or send them the money on our end of it. We don't necessarily use lenders. Okay. So we'll just send them our money. And then if we go back to when you bought your house, when you were ready, you, the buyer and the lender and everybody was ready, they called the seller up and say, come on down, you need to go ahead and sign your end of the paperwork. And so the title company received the money from your lender, and the seller went in and signed their paperwork. And then that's what the escrow company does. They just basically take care of both ends. They'll hold they hold the buyer's money and they hold the seller's title. When they have everything, they give the money to the seller and then they give the title to the buyer. When you bought your house, you ended up with the title. And in this case, what we're going to be doing is, they also take care of, like, if your seller had a loan, they got paid off then too. And then the seller ends up with whatever is left. In this case, per our agreement, you'll end up with $5,000 to you. Okay. Standard purchase and sale. We use all professionals, and the difference is, of course, is all the benefits. We're going to buy the house, and because we don't have a lender that tells us whether they like the house or not, we don't ask for their permission, and we're going to go ahead and buy it and fix it later. when you bought your house, if there was anything that needed to be fixed, it needed to be done before it closed because the lender required it. So we don't have that. Lots of benefits to us. We'll schedule for a 30-day. If we can do it faster, that'd be fine with us. Okay, so if your brother-in-law is ready to leave, then let us know and we'll move it along faster.
Okay.
What we will need from you also is your lender information. Okay, the escrow company is going to need that because they need to know where we're going to send that out to if we go that route. Okay.
Okay.
Other than that, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. The when you bought your house, you remember you had to come up with some money to buy it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's because you had to buy your insurance, you had to pay for your end of escrow costs and closing, and you had to pay the appraisal, and you had to pay all these monies. So that's where most of your down payment went to, is just to pay for all that. And then the seller also had expenses. In this case, we make you a just clean cut, no cost to you offer. We pay everything.
Okay.
And we just go down to the bottom line and say, how much is your bottom line that you're looking for? Okay, you did well for yourself, negotiated it. We couldn't bring you down anymore, so okay, that's what you'll end up with.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's just really, really simple that I'm like questioning it. It kind of it doesn't seem as hard as it was when I was trying to purchase it.
Well, it's not, and that's because you're not dealing with a traditional buyer that has to go beg a lender to please lend me, borrow some money, and then the lender says, well, let me see the house. Well, what kind of condition is it in? Well, no, you got to make the seller do this, and you got to pay for that, and you got to do this and that, because you're borrowing that money when you're that kind of buyer. In our case, we're not having to deal with all that. Then we skip all that.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that we're not going to do it. When we buy your house, that's the way the purchase agreement is written. But then after that, we'll have to deal with all the things you did or the seller did when you made him fix it up. Okay. We'll do that after we buy it. And again, we're going to be using, the local title company. So it's not like you're having to rely and trusting on us without knowing what the heck. And it goes both ways. I mean, we wouldn't want to go over there and say, okay, Christina, here's $76,000. Be sure to pay the lender and only keep $5, okay? That's why we have those. That's what the escrow and title companies do. They make sure that everybody is protected that way, so you feel comfortable.
Okay.
That makes sense?
All right. Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Okay. You do have our number. From this point, we're going to be transferring your file over to. You went from you talked to Alex and then Ryan, the purchase manager, and then you'll either be working with me or our transaction coordinator here is Julia. So she'll be, if we need anything from you, she'll be calling you. And do you have a copy of that, the mortgage statement by any chance that you can get to us?
Yeah, I can email it. Do you want me to email it to Julia?
Yeah. In fact, she's the one that emailed. Yeah, she emailed you the contract. As a matter of fact, it goes to info@Cellcash. When you send the purchase agreement signed, just go ahead and send that on there. That way we confirm that balance. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what we want to do is we want to monitor that loan, because if you're 2 payments behind, then if you go another payment behind, then the lender will start foreclosure usually after 3 payments, and then they hire the attorneys. And then now there's more cost to pay. And they add all that so when we call them and say, how much does Christina owe you? Then they'll say, okay, well, this is her balance. And then she hasn't sent me the last 2 or 3 payments. And then we hired the attorneys and we got to pay them. And then our bill just goes up. So we do have a time, some time that we have to struggle with here. We don't want to let it to that point because then it could get expensive.
Okay.
All right, so we'll have to work together on it. If you've got letters or communication from your lender, let us know because we'll need to know. If they hire attorneys, that means there's another expense, which is fine. We could still do it, but now the bank wants to get reimbursed for all the expenses that they had to go through because you fell behind on your payments.
Okay. Yeah, I will definitely send the statement when I fax over the purchase agreement, and then I'll make sure to make not to skip the third payment. So I'll go ahead and make that payment.
Okay, yeah. If you make a payment, then that'll delay it. That's kind of their guideline. As long as you keep it within 2 payments behind, they'll kind of hold back on things. They'll still. Yeah. I'm sure they're trying to get a hold of you already.
They have.
Yeah, but if you send them, if you don't fall into the third payment, they'll hold off on commencing what is called a pre-foreclosure, the foreclosure procedure. That's usually how those banks will work. Once you hit that third missed payment, then they figure, okay, well, we better get going on getting this house back because it doesn't look like Christina's going to be able to get out of this mess. If you send them a payment, that'll buy us some time. Do you foresee any challenges trying to get brother-in-law out of there?
No, I didn't. And if I do, I will know this evening, so I will be able to let you guys know.
We can still work with you on it. We don't have to be in the house by a certain day. We still work with you on it, but then that just means, you'd be having to pay to keep it out of foreclosure, and that's what you don't want. So, but we'll work with you. And you can feel good and feel comfortable. We're First American. Right now, their office is right in front of Cal State University. Yeah, so it's not like you can be comfortable and feel safe and knowing that it's going through the right channels, and any of the deed transferring, it'll be done over there. So for both your and our protection, we want to be able to send our money to someone we can trust, and you want to be able to hand over the title to your house to someone you can trust, and then they'll do the exchanging for us.
Yes, definitely. That sounds really good.
Okay.
So I will talk to my brother-in-law this evening, and then I will get back with you guys tomorrow morning, and I will have everything you guys need by then.
Okay. You don't think you can get that to us today? You'll have it not until tomorrow?
Well, I would prefer tomorrow. Let me talk to my brother-in-law, and then that way I can also send, any information that I get from him tonight. Okay?
No problem. Fantastic. Let me ask you one last thing before I let you go. Who else do you know that is thinking about selling a house?
Let me see. I don't know anybody at this right off the top, off the top of my head, but I will ask around. Are you looking in that same area, or? Yeah,
we buy all over the country, but we are actually based out of Bakersfield, so we definitely buy locally. But we buy all over the country, and we're usually looking to buy 5 to 10 every 30 days or so. So,
wow.
Yeah. So if you know anyone, please. All we could do is let them know how much we could buy it for and come to an agreement. And so if you can think of anybody, just let them know or keep us in mind, and we'll contact them. And that's all we could do is make them an offer, just like we did you. And all right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening